the JAMA network.
My name is Emilio Ros. I am a senior consultant at the endocrinology department of Hospital Clinic of Barcelona, a university hospital. Around 12 years ago, we designed a nutrition intervention trial that we call PREDIMED to test the hypothesis that a Mediterranean diet would be superior to a low-fat diet for cardiovascular prevention. There was fair knowledge that the Mediterranean diet was good for health, usually for cardiovascular health, and there was beginning to be evidence that it could also be good for the brain. As we were designing a clinical trial, it seemed very suitable to study not only cardiovascular risk, but also cognition and really the incidence of dementia, which is another of the outcomes of this study. The participants in the PREDIMED study were older people at high cardiovascular risk. The average age at baseline was 67 years in these people. What we performed for this particular study was a battery of neuropsychological tests, tapping on domains of both memory and frontal cognition. We provided supplemental foods for free to two groups of the study. So there was a Mediterranean diet supplemented with extra virgin olive oil. The participants had to consume at least 5 tablespoonfuls per day. And the other group was supplemented with mixed nuts, 30 grams per day, 15 grams walnuts, and the rest between almonds and hazelnuts. The third group was a control group. They were following their baseline diet, but we advised them to lower, to reduce dietary fat. The two Mediterranean diets improved cognition, while the control group had worse cognition throughout the duration of the trial. The Mediterranean diet with nuts had a higher effect compared to the control group on memory function, while the Mediterranean diet with olive oil group had a better effect on frontal function, executive function. The two Mediterranean diets counteracted age-related cognitive decline, compared always to the control diet. And this is important because this study is the first randomized clinical trial with an outcome on cognition, testing a dietary pattern. That is very important to begin this intervention at the preclinical stage, before they have developed memory complaints or cardiovascular health problems. Next steps from our group: one is the outcome neurodegenerative disease in the whole PREDIMED cohort. That means dementia, Alzheimer, and other dementias, and Parkinson's disease. There is a study ongoing in our center on the effect of walnuts, a walnut diet versus a control diet, also on health aspects related to aging, such as also cognition and macular degeneration.